We're in Muscle Shoals, Alabama with our friends from Constellium, here to talk about how they've taken one of their manual processes and really digitized that with Domo.
Constellium Muscle Shoals is an aluminum manufacturer that competes in packaging and automotive rolled products. We have our processes here that are for recycling scrap material.
We get blocks of used beverage containers and we shred that into very small 1/4-inch size shreds, and then it gets put into our furnaces and melt those shreds into molten aluminum, which then we tap into large crucibles, about 20,000 pound bowls you can think of it as, and we transport 2 of those to our casting facility on the back of a semi-truck. So if you've had a beer, a Coke, or a Pepsi in the last few weeks, it probably was recycled here and then recast and remade into a can within 4 weeks.
Now you've brought Domo into Constellium. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Last year we needed a solution to basically monitor the trucks that carry the aluminum within the plant. We really used Domo to lay out and build a custom application since we have a fairly unique process in the plant.
Before you had Domo, tell me what that was like. How did you manage this process? How did you oversee the floor?
It's a little more complex as far as the communication part. We had to actually have the coordinator come out of his office away from his chemistry stream, so it takes him away from his job.
That was a very complicated process. We have to have so many touch points, phone calls, radio chatter, and also making sure individuals are going to the right place at the right time.
Through the data that will be supplied by Domo, we can look at in-between tap times, our furnace efficiency, how much metal we're getting through our furnace, in-between truck times, how long it takes to transport from one department to the other.
We really didn't have a way before Domo to know exactly when they would arrive or how much material was coming, and to really sync with the downstream. It allows us to save time. It also allows us to optimize the amount of trucks that are coming, because the one thing about aluminum, unlike any other product, once we cast it and we send it to the cast house, it immediately starts cooling. So timing is super critical to the process. So it allows us to make sure that the material arrives on time, at the right temperature, and the right amount.
Can you give us a little bit more insight into what does that really mean to adjust and control the quality and the chemistry?
There's different chemistries in aluminum depending on what product we're making, and they all have a specific recipe. So we always like to use an analogy of making a cake. So we make cakes but at 1400 degrees Fahrenheit with a lot of different scrap we put in. So if you have too much sugar in it, you're going to have an issue where it's going to be too sweet, or too much salt, it's not going to taste good. So our customers have specific recipes they want. For us, chemistry is key. That's one of our biggest focuses that we have, and making sure that it is correct. And being able to see it sooner and make the corrective additions or the changes before it gets to the cast house and it takes hours to correct, we can potentially correct it in 30 minutes or so at our end.
So one of the things that helps me with, as far as being able to monitor it on my phone now, I can pull it up at any given moment, find out what the actual problem is when the last sample was shot.
With Domo, through the chemistry monitoring, I'm able to see any upsets or any changes before they even occur, even before my variables hit through the app. But also with the Molten Flow app, I'm able to see what trucks still have waiting on heat, what trucks are moving in the process without having to communicate with the coordinator.
What's great about Domo is I always feel like it grows wherever you need it to grow, and it grows with you. Every problem that I've run across, we always have the conversation, how could we use Domo for this? Because we know that it's more streamlined since we have the platform, but we know that it'll be easy to leverage to other people within the department or to other departments without having to rehash the solution over and over and over.